Today we're at Prairie Edge, August 1st. We have visiting with us Matthew uses knife, and he is an enrolled member of the Cheyenne Sioux tribe. He is an educator, an artist, and he created this guide, Guide to Lakota Speaking a Lakota Verb, and we're going to ask him a few questions. This is really an excellent book, and we'd like to have all the schools and people interested in learning Lakota to get this book. Okay, Matthew, how long did it take you to do this?
About 7 years after I retired from work,
Uh-huh.
And starting in 2008,
And eight?
and I finished in 2024.
2024. What motivated you to put this together?
I was a teacher most of my life, Nearly everybody asked me Lakota questions about Lakota language, how to say this and that, And there's so much to teach that I never get a chance to get everything across. So I decided to put it all in the book and
Yes.
preserve the language.
Yeah. And has anybody supported you in doing this? Your family?
Yeah, family. They gave me advice and encouraged me and all that.
Uh-huh. Yes. And it took you 7 years to complete it.
I rewrote it maybe a couple of times,
Uh-huh.
because it was, I had to find an organization. It was kind of scattered around, so I need to make sense out of it. So about the third time I got it together, I started to make a little more sense.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And you said you had a mentor who...
Oh yeah, he's younger than I am. His name is Pastor Farrar, and he was actually a student of mine a couple years before. When I was a teacher at the Lakota College. He was a student there, and after I retired, he came to me and asked if I could give him some private lessons.
Oh.
So I said, okay, and then I started teaching him, but then there was so much to write down that I decided that we talked about a book, what would go into a book, and he said, one thing I remember he said was, it's your book, you can write it any way you want, which gave me permission to try,
Yeah.
And and I didn't have to follow any kind of protocol, I guess.
Yes.
As far as books go. So I just started writing, and I started to realize what it's going to take to get the point across as to how we can help non-speakers who are native, to relearn their language, I guess.
Yes.
And being a teacher for many years, I noticed that there's a lot of tribal members that wish to speak the language, but they just didn't know how. As much as they tried, all they could do is learn a word here or there, but there's no structure to what they're learning. So I decided to write it into sentences and in such a way that the parts of speech and also the conjugation of verbs,
Yes.
Like every verb has to have a subject tied to it. In English, you have a verb separate, like the word like. It has a separate word, but then in Lakota, the word like is connected to a subject and also an object. So because of that, it's hard to teach, unless you realize all that. So I decided to put it all together in such a way that people can just read and read English and Lakota side by side and get an idea of what they're saying when they read the Lakota part, Then they know what they're saying because the English is right there, right beside it.
Yeah. And 7 years, and then you're an artist also,
Yeah.
and where is your artwork?
Cheyenne River Cultural Center. I did 2 large murals there. They're 7 by 12 or 14 feet long. They're huge, you know. They can fit inside a room,
Yeah.
cover this whole front area. I mean, this entrance here. And maybe it takes me about 3 months to complete. And I have to, the first one is called Legends of the Sioux, which has a lot of the stories of the Lakota culture in it. The Catpie woman, the woman who lived with the wolves, and a few others. I can't remember all of them, but and I completed that, and then a few years later, I had another grant from the South Dakota Arts Council, which provided a $5,000 grant for another mural, second mural. So I worked on that, and I wanted to entitle that Lakota, which means we are Lakota. And that's inspired by my elders who've already passed on already. And I hear a lot of them making speeches, and in their speech they would say, "You young people, remember that we are Lakota, Lakota." They say Lakota, so they would say Lakota, which means don't forget you're Lakota to the young people. And I wanted to convey that into a painting, so I decided to put the Lakota bands together, the 7 bands of Lakota, in one painting. The Rosebud people, Oglala people, Cheyenne River. We have 4 bands on Cheyenne River, and then Standing Rock. So it's a compilation of 7 different Lakota-speaking Sioux. They speak the Lakota language, and they're all on the west side of the river, west side of the Missouri River. And on the other side of the river, you have the Dakota and Nakota. So what makes the Lakota different is because of the horse. They were able to travel further distances, have larger families, and expand to a large nation. And they kept the 7 bands of Lakota together. They were earlier. They were part of the Great Sioux Nation, which includes the Dakota and Nakota. And there used to be a 7 council fire, maybe back in 1500s. Who knows how long ago this organization was there, but they included the Lakota, which means Titanwa. The word Titanwa means those from where they live, which is across the river. That's what Titan Sioux means. The people that are across the river who are from where they live, which is the people on the West River. And they would come across the river to have this larger gathering in Minnesota with the Dakota and Nakota. And that group was also called the 7 Council Fires also, which included 4 bands of Dakota, 2 from the Nakota, which is N dialect, and then the Lakota would come across also. So they brought the L dialect, and they were one of the 7 original bands of the Teton Sioux. And their name really means Titanwa, the ones from where they live, which is across the river. So they would come across, and the other names were people who live by the lakes, the Great Lakes, which is in Minnesota and North Dakota area. The Dakota tribes in Nakota were further south, I believe. There were also prairie people also. and you can tell by their designs. The designs that they have were, the Dakota had to have the floral designs, which is a Sioux design, also a Sioux design, with pictures of flowers and plants. And it's called floral designs. And then the Dakota had the prairie designs, which are the geometric designs. And Lakota also had geometric designs also. So it's a mixture of the two. And the designs I have on the book are porcupine design, quill designs. And comes from the porcupine design. They would use that before beads were available. Quills were used to decorate moccasins, clothing, shirts, and everything. That's all they had was that, but they had individual beads also for necklaces and so on like that. And when the Europeans came, they brought the Czechoslovakians. They brought the beads, the small, tiny beads that were traded with the Sioux people. And the Sioux people accepted the beads, and they changed their geometric designs into their beadwork. And that's where a lot of our present-day beadwork designs come from, is from the small beads that come later on.
What prompted you to diagram sentences?
Because it's a complex language, and like I said, every verb needs a subject with it. They're interconnected, and you can't separate them like you do in English. So that's why I had to put them together and keep them together to make sense of it. And here I used a little train analogy to show the subject, the object, and the gender ending, and the middle part is the verb, which includes the subject and object also. And these cars could be, these syllables can be interchanged to make different words in different sentences. So this is a way of explaining how the Lakota verb works. Adjectives and verbs have to be conjugated. And
now, I like this design, the coming and the going.
yeah.
How did you decide to put that together?
Well, I'm not a genius, My inspiration comes from the God above, He, whenever I need help to explain something, or when I'm at an impasse or confused about how to do this, I would do a lot of praying, meditating, praying. And somewhere along the line, I had either a vision or inspiration as to how I can do this. And one of the inspirations was a diagram of somebody traveling to this destination and back home, and all the traveling verbs that are used in the travel. And the first one is if somebody's speaking for themselves, the verbs that they would use here. I am going to school, for example, or I'm coming home. All the verbs that have to do with first person speech. Somebody saying, I'm doing this and I'm doing all that, And his travel in the oval here shows you what they say while they're beginning the travel to the parents back home. People back home in the teepee, they would tell them, belay, when I belay, I'm going now. And when they arrive, they switch over to speaking to the object, which is people at a destination. And then when they're ready to go home, the verbs that they use to travel home, they would tell the people at the destination, I'm going home, when I belay. And then to the people back home, they would say, Wanawaku, which means I'm coming home now. So there's two destinations, and the speaker has to keep that in mind, who they're talking to. and each of the subjects are here. The first person, I, and you and I, we all, and you when you're talking to somebody separate from yourself. This number 4 is what you use to communicate that. Are you going to come? Are you there? You know, is he coming now? Are you coming now? The people over here would say to the traveler, are you coming right now? And people back home would say, are you going? Wana lahamo, wana yahuwa, you know. A different way we say for that traveler coming, when we talk to a traveler. This page is for, BP4 is for when you're speaking to a traveler. And what to say to them while they're coming, what to say to them while they're going home, and people back home, what do they say to them? Are you gonna come home now? Are you coming home now? Are you home? You know, that's the conjugation of verbs. When you have a subject talking to a person, you can't just say come. English, you can say I am coming. You have two different words there. But in Lakota, they're fused together. The verb, subject and verb are fused together. This is the only way you could do it, to combine them together to make sense of it as they travel. You know. And this is 5, this is 6. 6 would be like when you're talking about somebody, you're not talking to them, you're talking about them. Like people at the destination would say, is John coming? Or people at home would say, did John leave? Or when is John coming home? You know, things like that. They're only speaking about the subject in BP6. And they would ask questions like, is he there? Is John there? Or is he here? You know. Each one of these has the subject combined with the verb to make sense of a person traveling. I think this is probably the easiest way to do it, to explain it to people so that they can understand. And it is a complicated language, so that's why it's necessary to do that. And this is VP 6, I think. This last one is when you're talking to a group of people who are traveling. Are they coming? Did they leave? You know, the two destinations, they would talk about them. Are you going home now? Or are you guys coming home now? You know, what to say to that group as they're traveling. That'll be VP7. And this will be VP6, VP5, VP4, you know, like that. Each of these are 7 subjects that are used in conversation, you know, in speech. So I broke them down into this order so to help people to learn how to speak Lakota.
Okay, well, thank you, Matthew. We're out of time. And thank you, everyone. And again, Matthew's book is available at Prairie Edge. And you get a card with his phone number on it, because if you have any questions, he wants you to call him and ask him.
Just give me the page number and I can tell you what you want to know.
Okay. Well, thank you, Matthew. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.